All right, let's try this again. So, decided to end the last one abruptly due to a fire call. So we'll go back, switch over to my account, not that account, the channel brace. Live. Edit. Edit. Just gonna delete it. Once I figure out how to delete it. Oh, delete. See? All right. Let's edit message. Mandex channel. Delete. Delete. Oh. Mandex. Control C. I think Steve Builds has one. Maybe. Live chat, switch that over so I can see what I'm doing. Lee Marie. Okay, cool. I think we're all better now. Inventory, Inertia Bros, Cortago, chat. I think that's all I need. Honestly. So now I can close out of you for a minute. My music. Where's my music? Oh, it switched over to my. There. It switched over to my. I had to leave for a fire call. So it switched over to my Cars playlist, and which is more like dubsteppy. So it kind of makes sense. Let's switch back to OBS on the screen so I can see what I'm doing. Is there the screen info? Hold on. View. Full screen? No, I don't. I don't know. Automatic scene switcher. Yeah, I don't like that. I need to get a screen guide, or at least like a macro key. Alright, so I just kind of wanted to chit chat, talk around, kind of run around projects, and just kind of hang out. That's all I really want to do today. Members honest. Got too many projects, and I don't know really which one to work on right now. I also need a way to do this better. And so, right there's a little shelf. I was gonna go where that other plastic shelf is, but I'm thinking I might bring it over here and put it against this wall and build the streaming platform like all right here and like whatnot. That way it's on a bench. I mean, right now it's stacked on like shelving because they were the ones that came with like a shelf I put in the printer closet. And so Well, I'm thinking about that. I'll keep talking. But the shelf that I put in here, I put my K1 on and my bamboo on. And all right, this is looking good. And just kind of mostly a lot of filament storage, which I need to actually figure out that sense. Um, so there's like a lot of extra parts for these shelves that I theoretically could build more shelves, but I also have like this. Uh, I also have like this if you see the little yellow toes, like a wood shelf that I built for those, like you can slide them out and everything. But at this point, I'm just gonna stack them because I think it would. Because these are all 27-gallon. Oh, these ones might be smaller. These are like 17. But I have 27-gallon the Home Depot brand black and yellow totes. And honestly, this overall space that this contraption consumes, it'd be almost cost effective to just dismantle it, either move it into another room for some other reason somewhere else, or just tear it apart and repurpose the wood for something else or whatever. So, and I had this project on the desk, so there goes this project. It's my Hex Zero, so I was trying to put the Mad Max tool changer mount on it. So let's zoom in on this real quick. Let's do this. So it essentially uses a bunch of magnets, kind of like I like to think of it as like a modified clicky probe. Watching like the preview on that looks weird, but move this over to here, but not much better. That works. So essentially, this tool head is attached to magnets. There's 5 magnets on this one. You can go up to 6. I've seen a lot of the ones that use ant head use like 4, which is there's a plus here, so 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and then like connects down here. This wire right here is connected to these 2 screws that go up, and then they connect to thing. Well, my brain does not know how to connect these 2 points together effectively, and I don't know how. So my brain wants to somehow manage to get a rod in there. It would be perfect. Like these bolts are way too tight, to the point that it gets to certain points and it's actually like I could probably string it like a guitar, like legit guitar. So I originally couldn't find it, but I bought some more, just some Amazon generic like 2GT belts. Stuff works. It really does, believe it, surprisingly. I found the bag I was looking for. So I'll probably rebelt that. This might be the Formbot belt, honestly. Could be this, you know. I reused belt somewhere on one of the printers, and I don't know which one. But and this piece there was being weird. So my bamboo's being weird, like I don't know what its deal is, I'm just being honest. So I reprinted the parts for the. So I'm gonna rerun. What did it just kick? I should pay attention when I'm like walking. I just like whole lot of yeeted parts for this trident that's over here on the floor. It's like a whole lot yeeted like a couple parts. So yeah, like this thing could easily print parts. It's running Revo. Like essentially, I was trying to replace Boop. I had Boop on this, and like Boop stuck out too far to the point, hair or cobweb or something. I can't find it. But I was trying to get to. I feel it across my face. It's like a hair or something somewhere, and I can't grab it. Whatever. It's driving me nuts. So this printer was also to be like a quick prototype printer. Like I can boot up and heat up and print within minutes. Basically, say my the competitor to the Micron. Which, looking at the Micron and the overall space that Boop takes up, because this uses the front-facing rail, is Boop. I took Boop off of the Micron recently, so all parts are still here. So like it stuck out. I don't know where the rail's at, but definitely rail. Actually, they're probably right here. Oh, that was right there, actually. KB rail. So it's gonna stick out a little farther because I have zip ties holding the rail on. But like it stuck out that much, which how is it? No, there's no way. This ain't the right tool head or mount. Maybe I don't know. That's why we had issues. So these bigger ones that have the 4 is meant for 4mm spacing, which I believe is on MGN 12 setups. This is MGN 9, so it's a 3. Because I was wondering why when I built it, this one, that these parts did not fit. So now I know why. So I may just cut them down or shave some plastic off. And it's just over extruded. But this is supposed to be more accurate, or if not as accurate as tap and booping. So essentially, you have a bunch of magnets. Why does this look different? Oh, it's just because it's orange. Trying to figure it out. The problem is, as far as my head goes, is there's no. Why is this? What is this? Hold on. Well, a lot of it uses these. It uses the circular ones, so I have a spade, basically, I bought a lot of. And I have some of the circle ones somewhere, I just don't know where they're at. But, let's see this. This is the rear. So, like, Actually, this could fit. And if I bent it back and then connected them point to point, or from point to point or whatever, because this part still was higher than the thing. I just don't understand the bolt. It's supposed to sit like this, and then I just don't get how to use it as a probing. Yeah, I don't quite understand it. So I'll hold on to that for right now. All right, so I kind of float in. Right now, I'm in the Doom. The Doom. I guess I'm just. But the more I think about it, the more I think about putting. Where'd it go? Can't change it. Because I mean. Which at this point I'd probably screw this in or do the screw style. Which isn't. I've already bought the carriage. Yeah, it is. I don't know. Oh. The aesthetic. Physec. Comes with a bunch of hardware, which I think is the actual proper hardware that I'm supposed to have in the AliExpress special. So it comes with a bunch of these M3 style. So I think you're supposed to. That's probably enough to do a whole stealth changer kit, honestly. It's like threaded. Or these are like they're magnets, but they're definitely N32. Like they'll force them. Like part of me wants to pull all the red pieces off and set them in like the degreasers, so it makes it really shiny. So what are these actually? These are technically 4. What are these? So they're the same diameter pin. These are actually exactly 4. Interesting. So I think I'm gonna play with. I don't know what I want to do with this tool changer mount. Quite yet. I have way too many projects ongoing right now. I need to stop starting new ones. I really do. Because I never finished this one. And then I started making my Micron tool changer. I started the Trident 250 back here. Right here. And then like right here on the shelf is parts for an Enderon, which is a basically a 2.4 built with spare parts from Ender 3s. I had a bunch of Ender 3s that I was going to try to make a print farm out of, never did. And so I have one Ender 3 left, Ender 3 Pro left, that once I get a chance, I'll start a NG Ender, or Ender NG, whatever it said. And then I got the Stealth Changer here, a 2.4 that's looks like rainbow bright right now because it's got different matching parts, because it was printing parts for the Trident that's right here that I decided to tear apart because I started having toolhead issues and can issues. So, which KB3D's got the Jabberjockey, so I'm gonna order that here this week and put Jabberjockey on him, even though it's got an A4T, which the A4T is a decent toolhead. It worked for that printer when it worked. It just, I was having board connectivity issues and like the custom CAN wire, but like I've met like all the other printers that have custom cables. I think that one's just too stiff. I think it's like PVC jacketed instead of like anything that's like softer. It's a little more rigid. So I don't think it likes the movement. If it did, it may have cracked inside, and I can't tell where if it did. But then like when I was tearing it apart, I pulled off the screen because it's a HDMI 5 from Big Tree Tech, and as soon as I unplugged the screen from the USB port on the Manta board, it connected. So I think there was an issue connectivity wise. I just did not like the fact that I had something connected to the USB when I run off a U2C. So I'm switching over to a Leviathan board so that I can run CAN directly off of that. So since I'm going to switch to Jabberjockey, I'm also putting a Box Turtle, which is in this mess of parts here. Can't see it there, maybe not. So I'm switching that over to a Box Turtle setup so I can do a multicolor. Then I have a Rook over here in this pile that I got from Fabrico in their recent flash sale, which I got for like $100, and the only thing that was missing was a rail. So I ordered it, and it just came today. So like, the only thing it was missing was a rail, and I had a spare one, so I'm just gonna swap out one of the LDO rails, so I have two of the Honey Badger rails on the Y. So I'll save that other rail for something else if I ever need an MGN9. Since my OCD has to have it to the famous thing. Yeah, I really don't understand this tool head setup. I hate the fact that these belts are so tight, like almost concerningly tight. Honestly, I might take this, move it over here, bring that workbench right here, so that way it's at least waist level. 1, 2, I have computer here, or I can work on projects, whatever. And then make a shelf for everything else, honestly. That way, I can bring all my projects to one area, and and if I use the shelf or a bigger version of that, I'm probably gonna get a bigger version of that shelf that's back there. That way, I have more overall length and width. Because the boards on top are 24 by 48, and the actual shelf is 32 by 16 or something, or what. You know what's sad? Of all my printers right now, my K1 is the one that's actually performing the best. I already prefers my Surface Dial. Use it for my scrolling wheel on my computers. So, yeah, I definitely need to rebuild this desk. So, I need a piece of paper. So we're gonna watch this right now. Piece of paper. Pen. A marker. So I put and then we'll do. I'm gonna call these MREX because I think I'm just gonna go to Home Depot and Menards and get the custom metal racks where you kind of design them however you want, customize them to your liking. I'm gonna get one. Just do it. I think I already priced out of the size I want. I want to say it was like $150, which wasn't bad. I think that was a 24 by 48 or 72. So we might do 24 and 72. And then desk. I want to rebuild the desk too. They might just these bottoms might just get the chop saw and cut the bottom so this lowers the desk overall. That way it's. Where's my tape measure go? My desk is a mess again, and I'm not happy about it. I need to clean it, and I just don't struggle. Mm-hmm. Did I set it somewhere else? I do tend to do it. I'll walk around the room and set things down there. There's the Milwaukee. The Milwaukee's in here. I don't know. This will work. So if I cut off 7 inches, 7 inches brings it down just below waist level. So top of the bench will be here. So really, instead of my hands being just below my rib cage, it'll be down low. So when I put it on my desk, it'll be low, but I'll still have wheels. Still be able to move it down around. Such a mess under there too. Shit. So Rich. Let me look. Let me look, because these are. Yeah, because I cut those, I can screw them right up. Moving around as I want. And then work on projects on the desk. I can move my monitor underneath instead of sitting on top of the bench. Move my monitors in a. Here you get another monitor, honestly. And do multiple, like, double stack monitors or a third monitor right here, because right now I have them side by side. So yeah, that's kind of what we gotta go there. Hello, Miss Lee Marie. How are you today? So right now I'm just kind of spitballing things as far as redesigning this work area, because as you can see, I have so many projects. I got Micron right here, Trident back here, my style changer down here. Am I right? It's just crazy. Yeah, so I don't really wonder if this music is even Stream Beats approved because this is uncopyrighted, so. That's good. They are. It's like it is like you finish one just to a point where it's functional, and then you start another one, and you never finish the first one. So now I have my come on, there it goes. Hex Zero in pieces again, sort of, because I wanted to put the Mad Max tool head on or mount on it, so I could use that as a probe. The Micron Stealth Changer over here. I broke some plates when I took it to Murph, so I got to reprint parts for it. I decided to tear down my Trident 300 cube because I wanted to put a box turtle on it, and I didn't have the gray anymore because it used Enviro ABS that they don't even make anymore. So I mean, ironically, Ambrosia Galaxy Gray is pretty goddamn close, believe it or not. So, as I'm building another Trident with it, so that's how I mean, it's a little darker, which is fine. So, this is Ambrosia Galaxy Gray, and then it's like this is Enviro ABS, whatever gray it was. So, I mean, definitely a little darker, but I do like the Ambrosia better. And the Ambrosia teal, whatever teal that color is. Quadra teal. That's what it is. When it's been off and on for the last couple of years, it's never been consistent, to be honest. So I started, was doing it like once a week, and then I went out and did some military training. I was gone for a little bit, and I came back and was doing other things, and just kind of never got back into the groove. So like the mic quality is good, so that's good. And then I just find whatever. I just go into Spotify and just pick whatever says copy right free. I did have like a Stream Beats one for a minute, but this one seems to work great. Hopefully that works out great. See this one is Galaxy. Yeah, the Galactic Gray. That's what the gray is. So no, my Bamboo does not like it. It does not like Ambrosia. I have to definitely fine tune a profile for it. Because I just threw it in there and was like, generic ABS or ASA, and I don't like it. It doesn't even like Polymaker right now, to be 100% honest. So got way too many projects. And they like all decided they wanted to break at the same time. Because the Micron broke just after the Trident 300 broke. Like it was a CAN issue, a CAN tool head board issue, which I think was actually contributed to the actual Clipper screen because I was using an HDMI screen. As soon as I unplugged it, it like connected shortly before I was as I was in the middle of tearing it apart. Which I'm gonna switch to a Jabber Jockey. I think KB3D's got them in stock, so I'm gonna grab one from them. I don't think West had any. I think they're still on pre-order. Last I checked, this was a couple days ago at least. So I don't know if it's just that mine needs to be like more calibrated, or film needs to be dried more, or something. Like I was getting like delamination. Like it was weird. It was almost like the width of the belt. See if I can find that part. So this is definitely cooling. Part of it's cooling, part of it's not. But like it was weird. I just threw it like, yeah, they do. It's like they choose the back. So this was just a Polymaker ABS, and like the camera's gonna focus or not to it. But like this was usually Polymaker I've had good, and like as of recently they've been doing stuff like this. I'm like, I don't know if it just needs to be dry, tuning. I was like, God dang, can't win right now. Bamboo was the one that was the saving grace for the longest time. Now my K1 is a saint right now. Yeah, definitely. And then like it was doing it it was weird because like then I like went over and looked at it, and like the actual cable chain had like broke itself apart, which was weird. I really need to work on my Stella changer though. Solve a lot of my problems. Maybe they're all just jealous that I was working on the Stella changer one day. I have one tool head already mounted. The other ones I just have to configure. But like I was just messing around with it one day and found a random spool of like the high speed PLA that Creality sent with a K1 in my collection of stuff, and just threw it an 8-head tool head, and this printed no calibration whatsoever, other than a few Z offset. How do you does that say Zybertech? I'll go with that. That was saying it. It was Cybertech? XY Vertech? Yeah. It was Cybertech. Which I could say like it probably needs a slightly smaller first layer for Z offset, but for like a first real print, this came out really well. Jabberwocky. What is the basic? Basic version includes hardware, BMG, motor, cutter, LEDs, and fans. It does not come with the Nighthawk or the conch. Interesting. Cyber, okay. And how are you today, Cyber? End of the month, okay. I might just grab a snag a basic. Because that's just, with the exception of the conch and the Nighthawk, which actually I have enough EBB 36s because I buy them in like twos when I buy them. So I always manage to burn one up by accident by setting too much voltage into a ground. Which I'm honestly waiting for the LDO Micron to come out. I'll probably get that whenever those pre-orders come for that pop up. During the 3rd of July. Is that what it was called? The 4th. Yeah, I'm in the West. I think I'm in all the Discords. How I keep track of them all is impressive. West. Oof. That does not sound like fun to change out some turbos. Lucky my car does not have them. I need to change out a bolt joint on my car though. I'm not looking forward to that. It's not so much I gotta change it out, I just gotta like adjust it because like it's weird on that bolt joint. The stem of it's actually offset. So it looks like that rather than like the ball joint that came out of it looked like that. So it's like, I think it's like slightly off to the left or something. So like it's throwing my wheel out of alignment. So I'll fix that later this weekend. That's good. Go check on the K1 again. This whole bamboo like printer being a total pain in my tail right now. I'm like consciously checking the printers. Jesus. Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, my car's only down to, I think the last email I seen about it was like it was worth like $5 or $6 grand from Carfax. I'm like, I mean, the car's going on 10 years old now. Well, hey, did myself for 600. But sometimes it's easier just to do the maintenance yourself. I mean, unless it's like super complicated where you got need like specialized tools and this, that, and the other. I'm just pay the extra at that point. Yeah, both Keely and Jeremy in here today. Must be my lucky day. I don't know what project I want to work on right now, honestly. I have so many projects right now. I don't know which one I really want to work on right now. Because like the other day, I was working on the Trident back there, right there, and then I started drilling holes for an ender on a project I thought came across on printables. I just slicing up ender threes and making a printer 2.4 out of it. It does save a lot of money, to be honest. Most of my car's maintenance I've done myself, aside of like I think this last oil change I didn't feel like doing it myself, so I just took it in. It was actually cheaper that way than it was to actually just buy the stuff myself. I know my 300 2.4 is has been a toil pain in my tail because it was the printer that I could almost throw anything at it to the point that it was the workhorse for a minute. And I think it's just mad at me that I made it work so much. But then like it got a clog somehow, and I don't understand how because it was printing at Murph all weekend just fine, and then it got a clog, got up into um the tool head mount part, and just destroyed it all. Do I still have it? I had it sitting on a shelf over there, but I must have threw it out. But yeah, I just destroyed it. Yeah, I usually work on mine. If I don't know if I like don't know how to do it, I just look it up on like nowadays we have YouTube. We just look it up, and I'm like, oh, it's a lot easier than I thought. So that's kind of how I just if I figured out if I like realize I'm like I need the special tool that costs $400, and I could take it to the shop up the road and they pay $500. I'm like, I'm really only paying this basically parts and minimal labor or something. It ain't gonna cost that much, but just spitballing numbers. Hmm. I just don't know. It's like I have my V0, which prints okay-ish. It's a Bowden setup, so it doesn't print. The retractions on it's wonky. Um, so then I have a Doom V0 project I was working on. I came across. It was just kind of like a random project in the Doom server I came across. I'm like, why not? Most of my projects have started with the thought of why not? So I wonder if I should. Actually, that's a mile long bolt. Let's do that. Stay. Ow. $10 long bolt. I need to spend more time in the Doom Cube server to really figure out and understand this Mad Max tool changer. Because it doesn't. Don't understand it. I really don't. Like if they had like a assembly of at least the wiring or like a diagram of the wiring, it'd be chilling. They have renders, but the renders don't show what I need. And the instructions are all they're written instructions, like pure written. With some pictures, but just pure written instructions. So let's okay, what I'm looking at. So if you haven't came across the Mad Max tool changer setup, it's basically just an IDEX setup for the most part. I think I've seen someone trying to work on a multiple tool head, so it's a little slow. And actually, I have pull it. That wants me now. Cool. So, where's the pause? Where's my pause? Oh, that's a GIF, so it's not gonna pause. Is this a video? It's a GIF. It's a GIF, of course it is. But yeah, so like I thought about putting the Mad Max on my Trident 250, but like I don't quite understand it yet, and Zorencho doesn't have um a guide on like the core. I mean, cores make some sense to me. Like I was able to get it together. It's just as far as the wiring goes, it doesn't make sense to me. Mainly because I don't. Let's see, where did it go? Have I close it? Got too many tabs open, and I don't know which one I want. So many options is as far as what to do with the project or how to mount it. I was actually just gonna throw. I was thinking about just put a simple dragon burger on it, to be honest, but then like Ant Head came out. You got the trust. It's called Trusty Stealth Burner. Stealth Burner's even starting to show its datedness. Mad Max with an ERCF on each one. Do you hate yourself? Like, I mean, I've built it up to this point. I mean, the belts are too short, so I'm gonna have to rerun the belts, which I have plenty of. And like, I kind of popped into the Discord, but I mean, it could be simply used as a tool head probe because it just wired into an XN stop and a probe and kind of treats it like a tap sensor. You know, break the connection, it breaks. I know I got Enraged Rabbit Carrot Feeder like when it just switched over to version 2, I think. And then shortly thereafter, I think Box Girl came out when I finally got it, or got the Rabbit Feeder. And then was it the April Fools? The team came out with the HT Leaf one, the smaller one, the little box, and it's basically all the parts from the CRF. So I've been working on that too, which I was gonna put on one of them, but I don't know which one I was gonna put it on. I thought about this, but it's like it's not the same colors. It's blue and white, so like it definitely stand out whatever I do. I say hold my energy drink, which I don't have one today. I had already had 2 today. I worked earlier today. Now I'm on my Gatorade for the night. Does this actually have a sponge on it? Oh, it does. Yeah, I got like the super sticky bed helper stuff, and it's from a company that's in Texas. I got it at Entropia this last pass. Facts. Like, that is me. You tell me not to do something, I'm going to do it more than likely. But then if you tell me to do something, I'm definitely not doing it. It's hilarious. Mad Max. The only thing I don't like about it is like the instructions are like, these are the tools you need. Cool. There's more tools you might need. You scroll down more, and there's like a quick image of it or a render of it, and you get the parts you need. And then like everything is words after that. And then like I think it's this is the render for the plate, the parts you're gonna need, and then and so forth. Like he's already. I mean, they have a video on speed clips, which speed clips are self-explanatory. It's just mainly just wiring and setup. The setup actually part is how I understood stealth changing. I was understanding how to do the docking procedure part. Or docking setup. Didn't hear my K1 for a second. Make sure it didn't like implode on itself over here. Even though I thought about getting rid of my bamboo and actually getting another K1, or at least a K2. I threw the Ambrosia profile that I made for my 2.4 at it and print everything just fine, which is great. It's been a relief. Where did... I mean, aside from the cooling issue, actually, not this one. It handled being able to swap colors. Switch to the overhead. Come on. Turn it off again. There we go. So as you can see, excuse my messiness. So it printed this just fine, but like it'll focus. Maybe just too dark for it to focus. But actually, let's switch over to this bench one. So it definitely was a cooling factor, but everything else is perfect. Maybe a slight over extrusion on the top layers, which just on the smaller areas of like adaptive pressure advance would probably be beneficial in a sense. I'm just that's wasted on it. What I did not do was share the stream on Twitch. Not Twitch or Twitter. Oh well. Not worried about it. My brain just had an ADHD moment. But kind of hard to have more printers when they all decide to crash at the same time, because then it slows my entire project building down. Because I could have one be printing parts for the Rook, one be reprinting parts for this, but I need one working. And the Micron, I can't. Timed out already. Why did you time out? I mean, the Micron, I could theoretically just disconnect the tool heads and then run it that way. I also want to swap out the skirts and Z drives for the R1 variants. Gantries already have the R1 standards because when I was making it into a stealth changer, the gantry mounts were broke. So I think I ended up using like too long of the M2 screws, so it like broke it. Now it's just rigid mounted. Took the little spherical bearing out, and before I made a tool changer, it printed really well. I almost regret making a tool changer. Damn it. Project I have going on. Don't see. I know Fusion is going to be in dealing with performance issue because I have OBS open and the computer ain't rated to do both. And I started looked at another project of an Enduron, which uses all the 2040 extrusion as the frame. And which Yeah. Let's pull the panels off. And the chamber heater. So I mean, it's really definitely a shrunk down 2.4 for sure. I'll finish the design I'm working on at the moment, and then use it to print parts for whatever I designed to do with this 2.4. Like between the Micron and my 2.4, I've grown fond of them. Just because I like watching things zip around with the flying gantry. My Trident for a while it worked perfectly fine for a while. Then I changed something. I won't have these weird saucer with feet. These are the printed feet because it comes with an option to print these in TPU. So I got like the actual like 2.4 version of it. Can I zoom in here? Oh, yeah. Cool. I found my Surface dial for my Surface laptop, and I don't use my Surface as much. But I'm like, it runs off Bluetooth, so I wonder if I can use it instead of a scroll wheel, which is what I use it. I definitely am putting an head on this. It's a 200 or 235 by 235 by 220, I think. Which even 235 is the equivalent to a K1 plate, so it'd basically be a K1 with a flying gantry, basically at that point, versus the fixed gantry, which is what it's got. Yeah, I really wish I knew what was going on with the Bambu. I don't know if it's just a heating issue because I got one of um the cool plates from New Makers at Murph. Where my trash can go? No. And I started using that on things, and it worked just fine. Like I printed ABS, like Bambu ABS on it just fine, and then I like throw Polymaker ABS and like been having like first layer issues, like the delamination issue I was talking about earlier. Like when I was over there, found another part in me. Come on, connect. Like even this is focus. Like this is just Polymaker ASA, and just did not like it whatsoever. So I don't know what its deal is. Usually I would just set it to like the Polymaker profile that I have that came from Polymaker that I just imported into a Bambu slicer. It does not like it. I'm not happy about it. So I was gonna make my Bambu print my parts for my Rook. I mean, my brother has an Ender 3 Pro, or Ender 3 V3 Pro. I guess I can throw it in the chamber, like the little zip-up chamber input thing, if I need to. Maybe. What song is this? Like jazz music almost. Weird. Can't have that. But yeah, this whole thing has got me stressed. Where did my I had a small tape measure. I don't know what I did with it. So I'll just keep walking away. My brain's like in full ADHD mode right now. So this is, say, 20 inches. I mean, I could essentially fit two K1s on this shelf. I move this one over a little bit because I originally had one of 2 4s down there. I seem like a K1 SE or like the depaneled version recently, and almost bought it. But then like thought about, well, I want to put panels on it, so I looked in like couldn't find panels anywhere. So then I found like a DXF files. You know what DXF is. Forum and send them to like cut send con or send cut send. Yeah, it'd been like $200. Like at that point, just buy another K1. You're in a K1 Max. I think once this prints, I'm gonna call it. So it says it's supposed to be finished at 7:40, 7:45. So probably around in the next 45 minutes or something. I'm gonna call it, but that way I can hit the gym before girlfriend gets out of class. I might work on the Trident 250 later. My ender wire needs to be updated and some parts changed out on it because they just look horrible. I ended up, when I came across the Ender 3 bed from Mandala Roseworks, I got that for the Enderon instead of using the stock ones. Just want a little thicker plate. I'm like, I want to put on my old Ender wire. So I could figure out what's going on with the 2.4. Stop wasting polycarbonate ASA. I decided I was going to use a little bit stronger material for the Trident. This Trident. Use the gray as the polycarbonate. Use the gray as the primary because that's going to take most of the workload. And so, or most of the stress from the 9mm bulk version. So I'm going to push that printer. Even though I'm going to put Jabberjock or Jabberwocky? Where'd my mouse go? Right there. West. Jabberwocky. I'll call it Jabberjocky. Jabberwocky. I mean, if I were to sample, does that mean I could depict the colors? Lee Marie or Mrs. Lee Marie, are you still in here? I'm just wondering. I ordered the assembled version. Does that mean do I have to get the teal or the blue and the orange, or do I pick the colors? Okay, for $20, for basically 20, or not even 20. Like for like 10 extra bucks, I can have the parts printed for me, assembled, and just shipped out to me. The thing is there's no. Where's Chopin? Current version. Yeah, this is only one, so it's probably just myself. Cool. I'm just talking to myself again. Cool. Cool. Um, hmm. Cybert left. Set that way. Smart park location. So let's. Lee Marie or Mrs. Lee, if you're still here, what hot ends do you have on your bamboo? I'm wondering if it's a hot end issue. I mean, but it printed. Interesting. I wonder if it's a hot end issue, sensor issue, what? Oh, Frankenstein's printing. All the Frankenstein's got parts everywhere. Let's do a calibration so it thinks it's printing. Pop back into this code. Discord. Like live rent free in the Mad Max tool changer Discord right now. Surprisingly, okay. Doom mods. The Doom Zero has been awfully quiet. Awfully too quiet now. Doom Mini. Yeah, it hasn't been touched in 3 years. That'd be a fun one printer because it's got like multiple panels. If I run like 35 QGLs, it'll. I forget what people use since they're probes. Mm-hmm. Mad Maxi. Alright, let's see if there's been any 7 minutes amount of 7 hours ago. Horizontal dock. I have questions of how you mounted a cartographer on the front. Hold on. You're all gonna see this. This madman, by the name of DP, mounted his cartographer on the front. And I have questions. No yawning, didn't get finished with my wife's part till 2 p.m. last night. Yep. It's like 2 a.m. Yeah, it's 7:15 here. I'm just tired. My day started at 4:30 and I went to bed at like midnight. Got off work early because I had a class I had to do for work, and so like my boss was like, "Oh, class is done. You can go home now." I'm like, say no more. These are docs. Is the bamboo done? That's not what I wanted. No, you're not done. So this is open image new tab. So he's got a metal pin on the bottom. Wait, what are these? Why is it? It's like a black ring around it. See it? Let's use flatheads there. Run it from. Which I have a button head and it works just fine. And you got looks like the acetal there, which I have plenty of somewhere. This wire goes to an XN stop on the back. I can guarantee you that. It's his tools. I don't know what these tool heads are. I think it's actually let's go over to the Mad Max file. Instead of like so that's a wiring diagram. So we got end stop pin, probe pin wired together. Probably probably on the back here somewhere. And then the ground, probe switch, and stop switch. Which I only plan to use it as I'm gonna maximize this because I'm. Oh. Okay, so this is the tool head. Looks like an ant head. An ant head, so which is different because my ant head only has like a square here. So I wonder if this is modified with the original design. So homies looks like these two. Oh, actually, these aren't. Those are like mini stealths. Oh, these are all prototype designs. I'm not sure what's going on there. That's not a can tool. I'm pretty sure that's a breakout board for a V0. So this is Zurocho's T0 with a nudge, which I don't really need a nudge. I'm still trying to figure out this whole setup here. Is that definitely not the tool that I got? Which this actually this one makes more sense. You know? I do wonder why there's those marker dots. So I wonder if that's a variation. Like you put a dot on there for like this is variation 7. So, I don't know what's going on here. The ant head. This is the ant head. Now I'm confused because the plate I downloaded or printed is this plate. So that's why I'm like confused. Because here's the vampire setup. This is that I think armor. It's a pull to it, that's for sure. I would have loved to go into Rocky Mountain. I was gonna go this year, but so which I mean that was a print off on the T0. Which someone's microns in the mix, which I believe is this one. Which I think this is a bunch of like test images. At first, when I seen this one, I thought it was like co-extruded, and if like you look closer, these layer lines on this one is that MGN9H120 bar plus bar. What is the bar? Like, that's some good calibration. Oh, instructions. What are these? Assemble clip. So this is the plate. That's the carriage mount, which 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 2 pins, or 2 metal pins, 4 acetal rods, which the 2 of the rods go up here. I know that for sure. I think he had one here, and then the metal was there. Sorry if I'm going fast. It's just my brain goes that fast. Builds. So here's just trying to find. I probably want to change this out for a dragon burner at this point. Because everyone's using dragon burners in these builds. Here's the micron, the tall micron, doom micron. Which seems to be sitting hard mounted. These are hard mounted. I think I've seen something about someone trying. No, actually, no. What are these? Interesting. So those are the tool heads where they sit. This might have been a prototype version where they mounted the actual gantry. So this just runs a wire from A to B. A to C, how you want to call it. This has a whole cartographer mounted to it. I don't need a cartographer. I can't put a cartographer on this carriage. Like, I can really put this gantry on right now, so that's. Where did the. So, this is a tri-zero, which essentially is a hex zero. Actually, the difference between hex zero, I think, is it's got like a modified tulip. Nope. Tri-zero still runs. That's the hex zero. Never mind. What am I talking about? Hold on. So there's a blue wire that goes up. I didn't notice it at first. So you got the looks like a seal rod on top. So I wonder if that with the nudge on the front. I wonder if maybe, just maybe, I do need to rebuild it. So I at least can get it to work reliably. Which it looks like. Just don't. Where did the pins? No, that's a pin on here. Where did it go? Tiny pins. Yeah, I'll be honest. Come on, give me the pin. I got it. My cameras are all mounted with like um, black steel piping. Evening, Vince. How are you? Yeah, it's essentially what it is. I just like as far as completing the circuit goes, like honestly, I've just had some like visuals of like how it actually was put together would have helped me a lot. Which I don't know. I don't know why those Macedo pins though. That's the thing. Those I don't know what I do with. Truly. MasterCard. Good place for everything. It's just where I got all the stuff from Mad Max as far as the pins and rods go. So I wonder if I can do this without breaking it. So it looks like. So I wonder if I don't want to take the carriage off, honestly. Even though I want to have to or rebuild it. Just want to like get mainly essentially proof of concept down. That way I can't risk it, like say, hey, I know it works, but I know I have to also fix XYZ. I really wanted to bring this printer to Murph with me. This tool head is this mount I think is slightly over extruded. Nope, you know. Yeah, even if it doesn't go all the way through, I'll just trim off the edge or the end. Which is, I mean, I probably could have just over deburred it a little bit. Really, it pushes it out. So I wonder if I'll have to switch over to um. Those are 3mm wide washers. What did I do with the bag? Didn't I don't know where the actual. I don't know where the bag went. Is it? I love Amazon. Sometimes they like really pack. What is it, Steve? These are 3 M3 by 7 by 7 by 0.5. Oh, I can throw away this. These definitely look. Well, these are. So I have. What we're gonna do is actually just put these back in here. And just tuck them in behind here. They essentially have the same ones, but just in black. They're a little thinner, so I think they're not as. Where is my 1, 0, 0.6, 5.9, 5.9, 6. They did 0.6. The other one said 0.5, which they actually felt smaller. So we're just gonna run with a couple of these. So the 0.6, so we'll run with 3 because I think we'll run with 3 for 0.6 because the jam washers are 1.8 that the bomb actually requested. So that's how we're gonna do it. And we're gonna switch out. This isn't even, I can disconnect this. Maybe. I love Capricorn too, but when it comes to disconnecting it from Ecus, they do not like to come out. It just doesn't even have all the proper stuff on it anyway. Having so one of my projects is the rabbit hair, or no, one of the April Fool's project that the Armored Turtle team put together. I came across. I think what it's called. Whoever that variant was. Hopefully this goes in without issue. Which I gotta find what I did with the arm for this shooter. So what I'm gonna do is do a little sandwichy like setup. I'm gonna do 2 only because the wire's gonna be in between. That's definitely lower. So I wonder if that's actually why I kept having issues. If not, I have a third in or spacer. Spacer. I know the jam nuts are supposed to go here, which are per the CAD a 1.8 millimeters versus the 3 millimeter. Or 2, 3. They're a little thinner. So let's see how let's test for that. So see, now we're running the issue I was running before. Hmm. Let's pull this screw out here. K1's done though. Even though it's on my left side, where my earbud is. So here, that's not fitting over there. So why aren't we? I think it actually is that. Hmm. So this wire, that's not. So now, it must be so subtle that. Also, these screws aren't all the way in either. So. Oh, now it's not. But it doesn't come back. Once it goes up, it like stays up. So that's what I'm confused on. Almost like. Which it looks like. That upper one sticks out significantly farther. Yeah, force us to. Oop. See if I can get proof of concept, or yeah, proof of function. Even proof of concept at this point is proof of function that it works. I think the magnets are just they pull it up and they don't want to pull it back down. They don't want it to come back down. I wonder if I can just knock out these two. And use the 3. We knock out these two. Nope. Then it'll pop up and then it'll pull it back down. I think. I don't know. The bottom one is opposite of the side, the ankle, the middle two. Which I guess I could show my bench or my mouse went. There. So I was just thinking is if I knock out these two magnets, doesn't essentially the same thing. There's not like any flex whatsoever with it. If I pop a pin, it's gonna like probably snap me. That made me nervous. I thought I was gonna like send it. So this one, I have a. I just need a little, tiny little. What's that bolt that keep it there? All right, so I at least get a bit of a concept down. Hammer. They went that way. Oh. So I wonder if I mount this. It's like that. So it's a temporary right now. I'm gonna pull the pin. Jesus. They're like really tight for no reason. So I definitely need I reprint these. I gotta reprint them. At least this back plate, because this back plate looks crazy. Like it doesn't move. Like I feel like it's supposed to move. Or, I mean, I guess I could look at trying to read decipher the instructions. Oh, what is this? What are you looking at? We are looking at. Okay, let's look at motor click. Create a nut push tool. Don't care. Well, the thing of it is if I look at STLs, the MGN9 plate, which goes on the back of so this is Mini Stealth Burner. Carriage. And go pop those plates off or parts off. They're the brim, which I'm not totally upset by. I mean, I believe that's the inside. So this is the outside, I think. Maybe. No, I think. Let's use the top rail of this. This is the inside. So inside, and then you print the piece that goes on the outside to cover it, create the outer piece. So I mean, I could run it gray if I wanted, to be honest. Came out really nice though. Like, focus on it. Like, really nice. Man. Good layers. Like my K1 has been my best printer as of lately. And I'm like pretty proud of it. The only mods I put on that are a side spool mount, basically just relocated to the side of the panels, which isn't really much. I printed that into like PLA. Changed out the Bowden for a Capricorn, which really wasn't warranted. Trying to get this angle right. Here. There you go. And what else did I do on it? So it's doing really well. Really well. I'll switch it to red. So yeah, switch it to red so I can print more of the stealth skirts. Did I print the other one over here? No. I was working on doing these stealth skirts for it. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna hit the gym here shortly. I might reprint these in green. There's at least the back plate green, and then this maybe I can print in blue. Or maybe both green. I don't know. So it's all kind of mounted here. Honestly, there was a way, mainly if I knew how to use CAD, mounting an eddy probe in here. And I think do I still have one? So do I have? Wait, where is Bryce? What did you do with it? I had a inductive probe fitting somewhere. Okay, it's the same footprint as an eddy probe. So essentially, if I were to, I don't know, wire this, essentially, with the, because I have zero intent of actually doing a tool change with this. So ideally, if I were to take this off, get this like right here. I don't know where I got this one. We're just gonna flip it upside down. Okay. Just to get an idea. It'll fit. Since this is serving no purpose right now. Don't need it. Causing chaos is what I do. Let's mount it like and make it flush with the back of this. I mean, I was going to originally try to use a PZ probe, but PZ probe did not like this, like he said if I drew at it. And since I have the intent of reprinting all this, this makes more sense. I don't know why, but this makes more sense to me. But if I were to put a hole roughly right about there, mount this roughly right about there, underneath the tool head, it might be a little close, which if I move this a little, can I have it fluid the back, kind of not quite touching, question is, where do I mount it? Do I mount it to the plate? Or do I merge them both together, essentially, in a roundabout way, like a fixed setup? Say, like, drill a hole right up here, big, or I say drill a hole, but like cut a hole or shape out a hole right there, I think. I wonder if anything. No. You think my magnetic brain would realize, don't cut toward yourself. Get away from yourself. Probably shouldn't. Essentially, it is it's the width of this plate. Well, it's not. What's the depth of the plate? It's the equivalent, same depth. But if I have zero intent on actually using this, the only issue I think I'm going to run into is going to be the magnet. My question here, because right now it's sideways, is how to, because like I could theoretically put this in there. I mean, it's pretty close, but there's a fan keeping it cool, so it's not going to melt, I don't think. And it's only supposed to be like a few millimeters away. So like if I make it level with this plate, if I cut down the plate, like make a channel to one, like a channel this way. Which would, it's really just a channel. Like a wide channel. Like I'd use this Omron Pro, to be 100% honest. Just shits and giggles. Which now, I think I'm gonna use that. Push that back over there. Where did the Eddy probe go that I have? That's the question. Is this it? No, that's SPI 35. Oh, Eddy coil. Clearly. At this point, heck, I'd wire. There's 4 pins. So wire. Like, but still, even this one, is this a smaller footprint? So like, it does like this. It's got like this weird like shape to it. So. Do I have any more stuff for K1 print? That's in gray. Oh, I have a gray load. That's gray bezel. We'll print this. It takes 4 hours. I know it's warm in there, so it's fine. It's chamber temp's 35°C. It's definitely warm. So yeah, because the probe sensor is on this side, which I could just depin these and pick any of the 5-volt probe sections or whatever. This is from a Voron. Actually, this one. I like this one. This one's got the metal shield. This is the one that I think it came out of my stealth, or came out of the original Trident, because it's got the shield. I followed the LEO, and it's got this weird. So I wonder. I mean, I could probably go grab my Dremel and just chip away at that. The problem I'm going to run into, I have a feeling, if anything, I'm going to have to cut it on this inner part, wire it through here first, so it goes down through here and pops out there. My question is, how do I get... Because at that point I can disconnect these. This runs 5-volt. So it's a probe sensor, so I think it's 5-volt signal and ground. So wait for a second. So I take these out. I don't need them anymore, essentially. If I pin... Can I put a heat inside of this thing? Hold on. Just wondering if I can actually thread a heat insert in here. If anything, an M2. I use an M2. M3 won't. I think M3 will be too big. But M2s. No, that's a lot. M2 by 10. But let's do M2 by 25. I just don't know if it's gonna be long enough. So let's say I put it this way. The problem I'm gonna run into is that damn magnet. So where that magnet is, both sides. We might do some tinkering in CAD later, but I'm probably gonna learn CAD just so I can do this project, honestly. But or maybe can I mount it to this other one? Maybe not so much on this first part, but at least the second one. Maybe I could. Oh wait, maybe. If I create a little bracket, like an L bracket, essentially like a miniature L bracket. So obviously this is the pins for the Bam Bam. Roughly there, so essentially just create a little L bracket like that. Love my alphabetic drawings, but and then trim out. And so if I don't plan on actually just demounting this, the only issue I run into is how do I screw it on? I'd have to screw it. This damn thing is all about having magnets. What if I do, instead of putting bolts here, I put magnets here, like 2 magnets, and just magnetizes on. It ain't gonna go nowhere because there's no forces pulling it away. So if I need to somehow take the thing off, I just pop it off, pop the charge off, and bam, bam. So let's say these are magnets. Let's just use M. So magnet. The most impractical thing I could think of is what I'm doing. Because I live by the statement of why the... Yeah, so I've got to think of that later. Alright. So I think I'm going to call it there because there's not really much I want to do that's productive at this point. So... At this point, my K1's just printing more... printing script parts at this point, but... I'm going to call it. And to those that are still here, Medic, if you're still here, Medic Vince, if you're still here, or Cybertech, if you're still here as well, thank you for hanging out, talking for a little bit. And Mrs. Lee Marie and Lee Marie popping at one point hanging out. I appreciate all y'all. And if you're watching the replay of this later on, I appreciate you. And have a good night, good day, whenever you watch this.